Hey Pasadena, it's been a minute since we posted a video, but the August recess is over and the City Council was back in session last night. I'm District 7 Councilmember Jason Lyon, and this is your 2-minute-ish recap of the meeting. We opened with two presentations. First from Metropolitan Water District General Manager and CEO Devin Upadhyay on our region's water conservation and storage efforts. In addition to reviewing some of the water challenges we continue to face, he brought the good news that our region's water use is at a 4-decade low, despite exponential population growth in that time. Good job conserving. Next up was a presentation from the City Council Compensation Committee. You may recall that last fall, Pasadena voters approved a measure requiring the council to form a compensation committee no less often than every 5 years. The last time we had one was 2001. The Compensation Committee has tentatively agreed to recommend a modest stipend increase for the council, a larger increase for the mayor in view of that role's broader responsibilities, and a series of annual reimbursement funds for expenses like family care and home security, which were deemed to be potential barriers to service. The council generally praised the committee's hard work and thoughtfulness. They have done a lot in a very short period of time, and asked them in their final review to consider ways to trim back the cost burden of the recommendation as much as possible, given that city revenues are down and costs are up. On the consent agenda, the council approved about $6 million in contracts for goods and services, supported 2 state fire relief bills brought by our representatives in Sacramento, approved a couple of new policies out of the Citizen Police Oversight Board, and adopted our state and federal legislative priorities for fiscal year 2026. One item that was not decided as originally planned was approval of a design contract for the city's 4 planned greenways, which are streets with intentional traffic calming measures to make them equally inviting to pedestrians, bikes, and cars. That'll be heard in September instead. And one item that generated a lot of discussion was the Department of Transportation's request for approval of a $32 million contract to purchase 17 hydrogen fuel cell buses as part of our long-planned transition to a zero-emission bus fleet. Last night's discussion centered on revisiting the council's 2023 decision to improve the entire concept of the zero-emissions fleet. Right now, there's not really any perfect system for powering large municipal vehicles like buses. Green hydrogen is the zero-emission technology we're pursuing, but it has some drawbacks. It's zero emission at the point of use, but the manufacturing process can use a lot of water and sometimes can even generate greenhouse gases, not to mention the emissions generated on the truck to bring the fuel to Pasadena. On the other hand, there are not yet batteries-powered buses of the size and duration we would need for our fleet. In the end, the council concluded that given that these buses are largely grant-funded and declining to purchase them would mean another several years to design, approve, implement, and then fund a different zero-emission bus plan, all while running our aging fleet of renewable natural gas buses, was the wrong way to go, so we approved the contract. The Department of Transportation will continue to monitor changes in technology before our next planned purchase of additions to the fleet in 2028. Last up last night, apart from a couple of routine approvals of draft ordinances, was the council's unanimous decision to waive about $6 million in permitting and administration fees for property owners who are rebuilding from the Eaton fire. It's our investment in the rebuild. As always, if you have any questions, email me at jlyon@cityofpasadena.net.